Today's video is all about stuff. We have so much stuff. You have so much stuff. What is the stuff that we actually value, and what is the stuff that we can let go of? Hey everybody, my name is Natalie Kilborn and welcome to my channel. I'm gonna move this stuff over a little bit so we can chat. My channel is all about building faith, family, and business. And we've been in business for over 14 years now, and we've created some things that I wanna share with you. It's stuff that I've learned either from amazing mentors of mine, stuff I've read in books, or sometimes it's just learning things the hard way, right? The school of hard knocks. And the lesson that I want to talk about today is the lesson of stuff. Whenever you're an entrepreneur and maybe you start making money for the first time, or maybe you've got a promotion in your job and you're making money and you have more money, there is the tendency that we just accumulate more stuff, right? We just gather more things. We think, you know what, if I have another fancy perfume, that's going to fill my void, right? If I get more candles, y'all, how many candles do you have? If I have the latest and greatest plant. Now, the plants do really give me joy, so we'll just leave those out of this. But I see so often people, as they start to make money, their lifestyle significantly increases. And there is some things that you can do, some creature comforts, some things that are like, man, this is amazing, and I can afford it, and it's in our budget, and these things make me happy. I think you should get it. I think you should get it when you can afford it. However, I have seen over the last 14 years working with people that there's a thing that happens to people as they start making more additional money. They pay attention to what other people like. They pay attention to what kind of watches other people wear, and what kind of shoes other people wear, and what kind of cars other people wear. And I think they forget their own values in what's important to them. And I think it's just a great lesson to pause for a minute and think about the things that actually provide value to your life when you add them, and it brings you joy. I think so often we can get stuck in the rut of we buy the bigger house because we want to keep up with the Joneses, right? Or we buy the handbag that's $3,800 because so-and-so has a handbag like that and I want to be like that. Or we buy the fancy shoes or the fancy car or the fancy dress, when really in reality, a lot of that stuff doesn't make us happy. It just adds additional stress. So when Corey and I started making great money, which was years and years ago, we had some goals. And I think it's really smart to sit down when you start making great money. Maybe it's a big promotion, maybe you're doing amazing in your business, whatever that looks like, and think about what are our long-term goals? What is it that we want to provide for our family? What are the adventures we want to take our kids on? What are the dreams that we have? What's the legacy that we want to leave? And then you build your financial life around that. So often I see so many people as their paycheck increases or as their business income increases, so does the amount of stuff that they have. And the stuff that they have isn't providing them wealth. It's not providing them real happiness, but it's really something that they're gathering because they think, oh, when I make X amount of dollars, I should have all this stuff. But in reality, if you would stop and think of what's your legacy, what are you creating, you can take that same money. Let's say you have an additional $10,000. You can either blow that $10,000 on a couple handbags, literally, or you could take that $10,000 and put it down on a house. It's a down payment on a house, and you now own a rental property that creates income for you for the next X amount of years. That's an option as well. I think so often we get caught in the immediate gratification of, I want this bag, or I want this car, or I want these shoes, or I want this watch, or I want this necklace. And we forget the long tail goal of What does building wealth like for your family, for your kids, for your, for generations to come? What does that actually look like? And I want you all to hear my heart. If jewelry is important to you and you can afford it and you have earned it, get the jewelry. If the car is the thing that you're like, man, that fills my love tank because I've always dreamed of that car, I want the car, get the car. Like, listen to me clearly. I think you should treat yourself to those things when you can financially afford it and you are financially secure. But I see so often so many people get caught in that phase of I want, and it doesn't always fill your love tank. I heard an amazing quote the other day. It says, you can't buy peace at Gucci. And I thought, you're right. A lot of people spend a lot of money at Gucci, but when they lay their head on their pillow at night, they don't have peace. They're stressed. They have anxiety about money. They're worried about their business, all of those things. It's like, that's no time to be buying the Gucci. Get yourself a Walmart handbag and sleep well. Like, it's not about that. And if you're running in a circle of people that make you feel less than because you don't have the Gucci's, you don't have the Jimmy Choos, you don't have the things, then you know what? I would suggest not allowing those people to influence you or speak into your life. What you want are people that aren't concerned about getting rich. You want to hang out with people that are getting wealthy. There's a big difference. Rich people, when people just start making money and they feel rich, it's all the things, right? You're buying all the things to show people I'm rich. Some of the wealthiest people that I know, that I admire incredibly, they're like secret millionaires next door. You don't even know, because they're using their money in ways to grow their money more. They're not using their money to show off and to get things and to accumulate stuff that at the end of the day really means nothing. I just saw somebody that I know the other day selling so many expensive handbags. It's something she's collected over time, and she's just like, I have too many of them. I just don't need them. And I saw the price that she bought them for, and then I saw the price that she was selling them for, and I was like, oh, do you know how many rental properties? I mean, that's what I think. I'm like, man, do you know how many down payments on rental properties we could have bought if we would have had that same 25 grand that you spent, or $30,000 on all of these designer handbags? Like, little tiny decisions like that are the difference between the short-term gain and the long-term wealth. Like, when you have that mindset of how can I invest what I'm making today into creating wealth long-term, those things become less important. Those things become less of a, man, I really need that and I really want it. The other thing I want to talk about is to really get clear on what you value. I think it can be so easy to fall into the trap of, well, that's what other people have, or that's what other people do. You don't have to live like that. It's just not necessary. I always am the person, we have some big events and some big meetings with amazing leaders that are literally making millions of dollars every single year, multi-million-dollar earners. And, I'm standing on a row with Rolexes and the fancy shoes and the red bottoms and, all of this stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm wearing my Adidas. I'm wearing my Adidas tennis shoes and my Target jeans. And I feel amazing because I'm building wealth for our family. So I just want to encourage you guys, think long-term when you start making money. The other thing is, and we've learned this multiple times, is sometimes when it rains money, it doesn't always last. Like, take advantage of the seasons that you're in when you have you've planted, you've gone through the winters, you've done the hard work, and suddenly the harvest is here and you're beginning to make money and you're doubling, tripling, quadrupling your income. Like, be prepared that won't always be that way. And I see so many people that are brand new entrepreneurs, they don't understand, or they don't fully get the cycle of business. Like, business is like this. Like, I can tell you, I promise you it is. And so often when their business is like this, their spending is at an all-time high, to where their lifestyle just ramped up so significantly that when their lifestyle or when their check or their income goes down a little bit, they can't stand the heat. Like, they get out of entrepreneurship. They go back to a 9-to-5. They, dip because they can't mentally handle the, lack of stuff or the lifestyle that they've become accustomed to. They can no longer hold that standard. So therefore, they just drop out. Like, the bottom drops out of their emotional intelligence. The bottom drops out of their, mental capacity to actually handle that. So one thing that I encourage new entrepreneurs, or even if you're a seasoned entrepreneur, when your paycheck is up like this, be mentally prepared that it will turn. It, like, business is a cycle. And when it does, make sure you're not spending at your high. If you're making $10,000 a month, do not spend $10,000 a month. If you're making $10,000 a month and you just got out of a $2,000 a month lifestyle, what if you stayed in your $2,000 a month lifestyle and you took that additional $8,000 a month and you did something that created legacy for yourself? You did something that changed the trajectory of how your kids get to grow up. You don't take that $8,000 and blow it on things that hold no value long term, not things that are going to make you any money by any means. It's things that cost you money. So when your paycheck goes up to 10,000, but you can really live on two and keep building towards, what can I use this money for that will create long-term success, long-term legacy, and things for my family. And then you get to $20,000 a month, $20,000 a month. But guess what? You still have a $2,000, or maybe you've graduated a little bit. You have a $4,000 a month lifestyle. Don't switch and start spending a $20,000 a month lifestyle. It's so easy. Now, your expenses will probably increase because you're probably putting out more in travel or hanging out with teammates or doing some different events and things like that. Like, I get it. You're going to spend more money than when you weren't making any money, but just be smart, be wise. No, it's not always pouring rains of money. So take the times when it's pouring rains, invest that into your future. And then as your business is like this, the ebbs and flows are easier to take. The highs aren't super high, the lows aren't super low, because you're like a cool 70 degrees. You can handle making a ton of money. You can handle the responsibility of caring for your family long term. You can handle the responsibility of, I can have money in my bank account and it's not burning a hole in my pocket to go keep up with the Joneses and buy. Because guess what? Ooh, the birdie fell. We all have so much stuff. We have so much stuff that we don't even need, that isn't for anything other than little luxury items. So I would encourage you, as I close, I would encourage you to think about your income as, what can I do with this to create wealth for my family long term? If this isn't a let's make it to month, but this is a, hey, how can we make 2023 the year that we take our additional income over our expenses and we invest? Maybe you have to save several months before you can invest. Maybe you have different goals than ours. Maybe it's not real estate, but pick something to where you can take that additional income that you don't need to live on and you make it work for you, so that at the end of the day, whether it's 3 years of this or 5 years of this or 10 years of this, it will do this. And when it does, you'll be happy that you saved. You'll be happy that you invested. And I don't know anybody that when their business goes like this, they're so thankful that they have a closet full of shoes or a closet full of purses that really provide no value. When I talk to the wealthy people, that when their business goes down, the income they make on their investments covers their bills. Those are the people that I know that are super happy, that are super thankful that they took the money that they earned and they're making it work for them over and over and over again. So y'all are awesome. Let's go build faith, family, and business. And I hope you're encouraged by this message. Follow my channel, click and subscribe. This will be full of all kinds of ways that you can grow and learn and just get better and better with me. So have a great day. Bye.